Hey guys, I am Awakeness here. Um, I just want to let you know that this channel is for you to share your God moments. That moment in life where something you just can't explain happened to you and you don't know where it come from. Whether it be good or whether it be bad, or you may think that it was bad, but it actually turned out to be for the betterment of you or for the people around you. And I have a story to share. One day, no, it wasn't a night, it was a day. My grandmother come to me. She come over to our house and she knocked on the door and I opened the door and she was like, "Well, I come to get you for church for this morning." And I told her I didn't want to go to church that day because my next door neighbor and we had made plans that she would come back from her dad's house that day and we was going to climb the tree out front. And so she was like, "All right, well, maybe next Sunday." And I told her I'd go to church with her next Sunday. Well, she left and I went outside and I went to the front yard, and in between our houses, there was this magnolia tree. As a little kid, I couldn't wrap my arms around it, but if I would have been an adult, I could wrap my arms around it. And it had a branch that we climbed on all the time. I started climbing on that branch, and that branch broke, and I fell. And when I hit the ground, I landed on my back on top of a root. And it hurt so bad, knocked the breath out of me. I couldn't scream. I was in so much pain. I couldn't lift my arms or my legs. And out of nowhere, the mailman appeared. And he grabbed me by the back of my neck and sat me up and rubbed his hand down my back. And the pain just disappeared. I don't know where it went, but it wasn't in me anymore. And he got me calmed down and asked me what I was doing outside. And I said, "Well, I'm waiting for my friend who was supposed to climb this tree today." And he told me, he goes, "Oh, well, I want you to get up and I want you to go inside. And don't come outside again when your mom's asleep." And I just looked at him funny. I was like, thinking to myself, well, how did he know that my mom was asleep? I got up and I went back around back and I went back in the house. And it took me many years, because as a kid, I didn't know how the world worked. I didn't know how things worked, how jobs worked. And when I was an adult, I'll say in my mid-20s, I was thinking about that day one day, and I was like, where'd the mailman come from? And this happened in the late 90s. Where did the mailman come from? I still wonder about that sometimes, but then again, I know where he come from. Because back then, mail didn't run on Sundays. You couldn't catch a mailman out of his house on a Sunday, unless he was going to church or going out to eat. And I know where that mailman come from. And I know that mailman come to take my pain away and to teach me a better way. Don't be outside when my mama's asleep, because you never know what could happen to you. And I didn't go outside when my mama was asleep again. Somebody had to be up for me to go outside. And I thought that was just a cool story that I could share with you. And I want to invite you to tell your stories too. No matter what it is, every single one of us is a witness. We've all witnessed something. We've all witnessed God moving in our lives. We've all witnessed how God is not invisible and how He can clearly be seen, working His hands in our life, moving us this way, moving us that way, bringing people in, making people leave. We all have a story to tell. And I'd like you to tell your story too. Don't be afraid. As I sit here, it's a little cool, so I'm kind of shaking. Some of that shaking comes from me being a little scared. I know people are going to come, they're going to throw hate, they're going to say, well, maybe it was this, or maybe it was that, and have their own opinions. But I know what it was. I witnessed it. I was there. I felt the pain leave my body when he rubbed his hand from the base of my neck down my spine. Is it something I could really explain? No. But it happened. It's set in my core memory. I remember it like it just happened a few seconds ago. Now, I used to feel guilty that I didn't go with my mama to church that day. But then looking back on it, if I would have went, I wouldn't have got to experience that moment. A stranger coming up out of nowhere just to help me up and heal me and send me inside to be safe. I was loved in that moment. And when you have a moment where you're truly loved by someone else, a stranger you don't even know, you can never forget it. Never, not once can you forget it. Even if I grow old and develop Alzheimer's, I believe that's a memory I'm not going to forget. I'm still going to talk about it. Nobody will know what I'm talking about, but I know what I'm talking about. Never let your light be dimmed. Always let it shine. Even if people are hating on you. Even if they tell you this ain't right. That's not the way it's supposed to be. That's not the way you're supposed to go. If your light is shining, you'll always find your way.